Yeah.
such a crazy space. And like you're, living kind of nomadically, working like an hour a day, happen to have a
Yeah.
7-figure business that's going to be 8 figures by this time next year. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Yeah. And I think the best thing for me, honestly, has just been like the ability like to go to sleep and wake up the next day and like really have confidence that, things are gonna be the same or like not too much different than they were yesterday and probably a little bit better. So it's like, yeah, it's just like day by day confidence that we're growing. Yeah. Black Friday had a, $7,500 day with 26% profit margins at the end of the day. So it's like we've been able to get back up, and I think it's been like mainly due to now working with one mentor that I have, and then also subscribed entirely to the Disruptor School. Just yeah, that frame of thinking, like it's like it's long term, building consistently, making things last, and it's like I had all the pieces there. Like I had all these winning ads that I just cut off because they weren't hitting the right CPA in my mind. But then I just turned them all back on after it being in the Disruptor School. And I was like, all right, well, we're back to like profitable. Wow, that was pretty easy.
Hey, Boryan, how you doing today, buddy?
Doing great, doing great. Happy to be here.
Yeah, man. So you've been in Disruptor School for how long now?
How long? Honestly, I'm not entirely like certain the day. I think it's been like 4 or 5 months at least. Yeah.
Right on, man. So like you've been around for a few months. Like, can you just
Uh-huh.
kind of top line level, just kind of tell me like what is it like done for you? Like, what have you gotten out of it?
So what I've gotten out of it is mainly the classroom talks, and that's been really really good. Just having a little bit of time to share my screen and to go deep dive on like these concepts that I've learned about in the MBA course and all of Charlie's videos, which are, you know, I always notice this when you go into a course, you kind of come up with these preconceptions and like this is how it should be, but business is never this is how it should be. So it's like it's been great to just really hash through all this at an affordable price point because I was going to go for the full MBA course, but then afford like the cash flow issues happen, so it's like can't really afford it at this time, but it's been a great in between until I fully commit.
So let me ask you this: like, what inspired you to join Disruptor School?
Was in essence the more success less stress. Because yeah, I currently do own and operate a brand, so I do 8 things at the same time every day. And Facebook ads or just media buying in general used to be I'll sit down on my computer and then like fuck around for an hour and be totally confused and hope good numbers come out at the end of the day. And I'm also a very structured person, so like I like a system that I can follow. So it's like um, it's really something I'm subscribed to. Like, all right, I don't care about anything else because if I can just get this working and it chugs along, I work an hour a day and I get a consistent result. Um, that's happy for me. Right? I don't really care about the rest of it. So it has also really helped me get to that more success and less stress at the end of the day.
I love it, and you're living nomadically and enjoying life like that, man. I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of what it's all about, right? Like getting the
Yeah.
most out of it. I'm curious, like, can you share a specific like skill or insight that that you've gained that really helped make this particularly valuable?
Um, it has to be the like 50,000 foot perspective on the business. I don't know if this is essential, like entirely Disruptor School stuff, like more so MBA stuff. But yeah, like now I have this my global doc with just every sheet fully uploaded. I'll just put all the numbers in there, and I can see pretty much well, not exactly. You can never see exactly, but I have a much clearer view of like where the money's coming from. I know what's going on in the business rather than just kind of running around with a head like a chicken with its head cut off. And then Disruptor School has been the way for me to really understand the data. So now I think that has become like the most important skill that I've learned, and I'm going to keep learning. Is yeah, just reading, picking through lots of information, and finding the diamonds of like where should I put my focus on? Yeah.
I love that. I love it. And I'm curious, like, can you describe, like, so you talked a lot about, like, the 50,000 foot level and some of the support and stuff. Can you also maybe describe some of your experience with the community aspect of Disruptor
Mhm.
School?
Yeah. So that has been a great thing. In like e-commerce and business in general, I think there's kind of like a very even secluded and like confidential, like people not sharing their strategies, like people like, you're like, I don't know, money Twitter, you see a big screenshot, you don't really know like the backstory, like what they're running. So that's kind of what it was for me. And then at the same time, like, I mean, it's like it's now a school. It's just open. It's like you got a teacher. You just it's really, yeah, like going back to the classroom. And so it's like I love just hearing other people's questions too when I have time to stick around, and also getting this feedback of like everyone finds my questions valuable. It's like what we're all learning from other people's confusions, and at the same time, like I love the Slack chats. Like when I go through and watch other people's questions that they had, because then it like clarifies that for me. And also just talking to other people that are in the community. I've had several conversations with Shane and Lawrence and all of these guys. um and I think mainly, yeah, the Slack chats and just the open like Friday classes are been the best part.
Awesome. Yeah, they're I think those are selfishly my favorite parts too. Like, I mean, I get to put everything else, but that's when we really get to chat. If it's a dozen of
Yeah,
us in there, if it's five of us in there, if it's a lot.
yeah.
And it's interesting. I know some people that have been in Disruptor School for years and they never show
Hmm.
up, but they're like, yeah, every week, like over the weekend or on like Monday or Tuesday, I just catch up. And like, because then we also post the classes like during the week from the previous week or two.
Yeah,
They're just like, yeah, on my lunch break, I'll sit there. At night, I'll just kind of like plow through a couple of them, and like
yeah.
I never show up live, but I watch every minute of all of it, and it's like it's
That's pretty
excellent.
funny.
So I'm curious, like, have you looked into any of the other master classes that are in Disruptor School? Not just the Slack chats, but like the stuff from Sarah Levinger, the Google ads, and all of that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, I've gone through all of those. Um, I've been meaning to get the Google stuff. It's like on my to-do list. I'm gonna get to it eventually. Um, but definitely the just understanding, getting a better viewpoint of like where I could be putting work into it, and like it's like, all right, these are high level people who are super specialized in a certain thing. It's like, and just right, obviously, whenever you are around that and listen to it, gives you more ideas for where you can improve on the business. I think that's been the most important thing. But it's this is also, yeah, great to learn about like consumer psychology at such a deep level, and like how the thought processes of that helps me make ads and things like that.
No, I love that, and the Sarah's classes are always so good, and the fact it's not just one thing, but it's like several working sessions of breaking down multiple brands and like all the checklists
Yeah,
and everything. And we got more stuff coming in. I don't know. I don't know if you've tried it, but something really great was Kelvin's AI copywriting thing. Super
yeah,
worth it if you haven't checked it out.
yeah. I went through it, but I haven't had time to. I haven't implemented it yet. I'm definitely like, this is the next step for me. Is like I'm trying to go through and make a bunch of custom GPDs and like really automate the business in that way, so that I can have a bunch of people from the Philippines writing A class copy. Like it'll be great.
Yeah, I'm legitimately doing the exact same thing right now. Like the voice, the value, all that stuff into a custom thing, and so then like I should finish it up today or tomorrow, and then I'm gonna basically write entire websites with it, and just basically get everything that I need done in a way where everything is of the same voice and gets the same stuff done, and I can
Hmm.
split test all of it, which is
Hmm.
incredible. Just Kelvin is
Yeah,
brilliant. I like. I'm just so happy to have that guy be a part of what we're doing. I'm
yeah,
curious. In what ways is in
yeah.
what ways has Disruptor School really helped your business?
Before I joined Disruptor School, before I bought the MBA program, before I like kind of subscribed this way of thinking, I was a hardcore. I was a drop shipper. I was like full on like scale aggressively. Like I'm gonna push this thing to the moon, and I don't really care what happens on the other side. Um, and the other side is also the part that they don't show you where there's like things are crumbling apart. You're like, you see those screenshots where it goes up and then it goes down. So I joined when I was on the downside in this business. So I'd scaled up incredibly fast and hard, like 1.5 million sales in like one Q4, Q1, like, and this is the first time I'd ever really seen any sort of success. So I kind of took that. I was like, I'm on the top of the world. I can run a, multi-million dollar business. I just need to outsource things to agencies, and operating expenses went through the roof. Results started trending down. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know where this money was coming from, where it was going, what's important, who I should cut from the team. Like all of these things are, it's just like hitting me at the same time. And so, um, I kind of made that flip the switch, and I was like, all right, talking to some other mentors of mine, they're like, dude, you have a massive opportunity. This could be an 8-figure brand. Don't give up on it. Think about this the right way. So I had that in the back of my mind, and then I needed to go about trying to figure out how to actually accomplish that. So I kind of cut everything. I was starting from scratch. I had one day, which was like $183 in revenue, after doing, $10,000, $17,000 a day in the winter. So it's like, it was at the rock bottom, right? And then, kind of since then, I've been able to build all the way back up, like not all the way, but Black Friday had a $7,500 day with 26% profit margins at the end of the day. So it's like we've been able to get back up, and I think it's been like mainly due to now working with one mentor that I have, and then also subscribed entirely to the Disruptor School. Just yeah, that frame of thinking, like it's like it's long term, building consistently, making things last, and it's like I had all the pieces there. Like I had all these winning ads that I just cut off because they weren't hitting the right CPA in my mind. But then I just turned them all back on after being in the Disruptor School. And I was like, all right, well, we're back to like profitable. Wow, that was pretty easy. Yeah. And so it's been a really big frame shift and a big transformation and journey, honestly. Yeah.
I love it. I mean, what I'm getting out of this more than anything is that like it became easy and something you have confidence in, and something where like you're not seeing this huge up and down, up and down, up and down. Now it's just kind of like really steady
Yeah.
and on the
Yeah.
way up, which is like
Yeah.
what we all want, right? Remove
Yeah.
all the up and down and just make sure, is next month better than last month? Because like if that keeps
Yeah.
happening, my life is only ever going to get better.
Yeah. Exactly.
Awesome, dude. Well, last question is just like, what would you say to somebody considering Disruptor School or the MBA program? Like, if somebody
Mhm.
were to ask you, like, is this legit? What do you think of it? X, Y, or Z? Like, what would you say to that person?
I would definitely say like it all depends, right? But I would say go for it. I'd try it out, come into the community, like see if it works for your business, for the way you think, for the way it all works. Because sometimes I love this Alex Hormozy quote. It's like when I invest in education, I don't think about what if it doesn't work. I think about what if it does work. And I've had this happen countless times where I subscribe to somebody, sign up for a mentorship, do whatever, and it doesn't work out. But then the next one I do is like the click, and everything really comes together because it just really works out. And I'd say it's for the person who really wants to build a sustainable long-term brand that will grow to 7, 8, 9 figures. You just gotta, if that's what you're looking for, or if you want to help other people do that, then I think you're in the right place.
I love that, man. I wish like I could have come up with something like that, because that's exactly what I think the goal is, right? Like this is not a get rich quick overnight thing. This is a
Yeah.
things get easier and easier and continue to grow kind of thing. It's not the
Hmm.
money Twitter screenshots. It's the I don't need to care about money Twitter anymore kind of thing, right? It's
Yeah.
like you stop going from having being envious of all the success of other people's houses to just enjoying your own and then helping other
Hmm.
people. It's like
Yeah.
such this
Yeah.
fundamental shift, and I see it in so many people, and like it's a beautiful
Yeah.
thing, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It is really
And it's been
beautiful.
great to see you grow in all this stuff too, because like I remember you coming in like 3, 4, 5 months ago versus where we're at now, like the quality of questions that you ask. And
Uh-huh.
now it's not like everything's burning. How do we fix it? It's all right. This is looking good. I just kind of want to know what the next 3 things I should be doing over the next month or so are. Like that is
Yeah,
such a crazy space, and like you're, living kind of nomadically, working like an hour a day, happen to have a seven
yeah.
figure business that's going to be 8 figures by this time next year. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, yeah. And I think the best thing for me, honestly, has just been like the ability like to go to sleep and wake up the next day and like really have confidence that, things are gonna be the same or like not too much different than they were yesterday and probably a little bit better. So it's like, yeah, it's just like day by day confidence that we're growing. Yeah,
Yeah, man. I love it, dude. Well, hey, I'll let you go. I know you got some life to go live. You don't need to be talking to me. And I'll see you on Friday.
absolutely.
And
Yep,
until next
absolutely.
time, dude, thank you so much. See you later.
All right. See ya.
Bye.